Rise up, gamers! Welcome to the Big Think Dimension, the only gaming podcast for the modern giga-brain gamer. I'm your host, Dan Video Games, and with me, as always, our online co-host, KZ Excellent from KZExcellent.com.
E3 is canceled.
And Mr. Feel from Mr. Feel's Wild Ride.
The one that's over, or the next one?
Yes, and Bob.
The concept.
From GigaBoots.
Street Fighter V is a great game.
What?
Correct.
Out of the darkness, a Stan.
Totally the rise up, I did.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh my
right. Street Fighter V's tagline is "Rise Up."
Damn it.
Now remember, a Stan user can look like anyone else.
You're blowing my fucking mind right now.
Yes, E3's over. Castlemania's over. This is the closest to a normal week I've had in so long, since April. Man.
I still feel awful.
I mean, I do too, but that's because Bloodstained is out and I'm ruining my life.
You had a stream and Bob said, "Are we recording 2 podcasts tomorrow?" I shook. Hey, everybody, how's it going? We love our work.
Well, we gotta record too. We gotta get that good Days Gone spoiler cast going while it's still fresh. 3 months after the
I
game's
hope
out.
you drop dead right now.
It's your bit, Casey.
Hey, can we do a new bit where you die?
Look, we can't force Field to do a Castlemania, so I don't think we could do a new bit where he dies.
Damn it.
I know, it's unfortunate.
He'll come back in 100 years.
Count Fielcula? Okay. Oh my god. But yeah, this is the most alive I felt since April. Still not a normal level here.
We're working on it.
We're working on it. It's a work in progress. Been playing some Bloodstained. I guess we'll go ahead and catch up on what games we've been playing instead of talking about how we're all dealing with our lives past the crisis that was the crisis event that was E3. How we're piecing our lives back together now that half of our podcast has been snapped away.
Crumbled.
What I'm trying to say is there's not a lot of news this week. There's no game out though. But hey guys, I've been playing Bloodstained, and though we have a Bloodstained spoiler cast coming up, I figured I would like to talk a little bit about my experience playing
We should do the
Bloodstained.
Devil May Cry 5 rules where you speak for 1 minute and none of us interrupt you.
Okay, let me pull up a timer.
True, I won't talk about Bloodstained.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And so we got it on the PS4 a day before launch. The update version it had was 1.01. When you update to 1.02, it will break the game files in progress because it changes what's in certain chests and other stuff. Luckily, I dive bombed the game so hard I completely beat it in time and did not have that problem. Let me tell you guys, my brother asked me, how is that game? And I texted him and I was like, oh, it has these problems, some graphics are kind of rough, blah, 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 blah. That was based on 1.01. 1.02 is such a massive upgrade. I'm texting him again to be like, never mind, fucking buy it right now. It is so good. The only problem is that if you have a PS4 vanilla, a PS4, what'd you call it, Bob? Amateur?
Yes.
If you have a PS4 amateur, this game runs like dog shit, but it is still a ton of fun. I pray for the Switch version. We'll see how that goes next week. PC version's great. Xbox One doesn't get the update till next week, and we're done. If you own an Xbox, don't play it till next week. Or completely beat it by next week.
Right, dive bomb it.
Yeah, because they don't have 1.02 until next week. So
There seems to be a point where it's safe because I was safe.
Yes, technically there's a point where you are safe, but it may ruin your 100% complete runs. And there are 2 different cutoff points in the story. One person on our Discord talked about they bought every healing item they could and just dealt with the damage from the thing that got broken by the update, which is insane. But
that's how I beat some stuff, but we'll get into that
in the
during the spoiler cast.
Nice. Looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
What else have I been playing? Nothing. Hey Bob, what else have you been playing?
Nothing.
Hey, Casey, what else have you been playing?
I dive bombed the entirety of Final Fantasy IX in 3 days.
Yeah!
That's pretty cool.
That speed up option must really help.
I imagine.
So, at first I was like, I'll try a little bit of it. And then I went, all right, let's see how far I can get before Bloodstained. Then my Bloodstained copy got delayed because I picked PS4 digital. So Sony didn't send out the codes to 505 immediately. So I'm like, you know what? What if I just try and beat this before I have my copy? And I did, through the power of speeding up, turning off battles, and anytime I wanted to grind, I hit a button that made it so I dealt max damage so that I could get through the grinding faster.
Oh my god. So I assume you got to save the queen.
I don't think so. I'm gonna be honest, I blazed through it.
I have to imagine that speeding it up.
I did the bare
speeding it up probably counts. It probably speeds the clock up, so you can't cheese it that way.
Oh yeah, it absolutely does.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. I went through it and did only the critical stuff. I think it's okay. I don't like most of the cast very much. I didn't really find myself too into most of the cast in that, but the overall, like, the gameplay, I think the battle systems, ATB, that's really good. The ability system where you pick up gear and then you're working toward unlocking abilities attached to them is pretty good.
Yeah, I got addicted to that.
The world map is hilarious how bad that runs. It's like 5 frames a second.
What?
Oh, really?
It's
That's weird.
Really chunky. So I straight up had to play the world map on fast forward, and then it looked like a normal frame rate. You just go really fast.
That's
it was
weird.
absurd.
Weird.
Like, there's something about it makes it really, really framey. I was playing this on Switch.
Oh.
I don't know if that all matters, but also it's Final Fantasy IX.
The Switch is struggling to run the beauty that is Final Fantasy IX.
That seems bizarre. I don't remember it being that terrible, but who knows? That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it definitely felt rough. Going through the story, I enjoyed it for a good bit, but once it started doing its end game reveal stuff, I kind of tuned out a little bit, just because I enjoyed the dynamic and what was going on, before it went with the fantastical stuff that it was going for.
Before it told you Zidane was a Saiyan and from another planet where everybody has tails.
I liked the dynamic with the kingdom you were fighting a lot more.
Yeah.
Like I like was
how
a lot more engaged.
Zidane, Dagger, Vivi, and Steiner are all really great, and then they gave up when it comes to party members.
I thought Bang was cool. If that's not what's the name?
Is fine.
Which character, Bob?
The Dragoon.
Oh,
Freya?
Yeah, Freya.
Freya, yeah, she's all right. But then you get into
the rat,
Quinoa. Yeah, they're rat people.
I mean, Quinoa seems to be...
Quina, you mean? Not Quinoa?
I know.
Yeah.
It's quinoa.
A lot of people hate Door to Phantomile, but I think Door to Phantomile is one of the best 3D platformers ever.
And then you get what the hell? Echo,
yeah. One of the most aggressively ugly characters I've ever seen in a Final Fantasy character.
She's got really cool summons, though, so, you have to deal with it.
And then,
kind of
insane.
Amarant, who, okay, he's there, I guess.
He looks cool. I liked him.
He looks cool. He shows up and is Zidane's epic rival for 30 seconds.
Those are a good 30 seconds. He has another sequence where he's like, fuck friendship, and that's kind of all right. Going through it, though, I really, I enjoyed it. I just didn't enjoy most of the cast. I straight up forgot Freya was in the game because she just kind of left for a while, and they kind of went through her arc pretty early on, I feel like. So there just wasn't much going on. The battle system's really slow. Like, it takes a surprising amount when you're going through, like, normal battles and that without speeding it up. But I did enjoy the challenge of it. I felt like I had a good amount of challenging encounters for all the bosses.
KZ, if you had been playing it on original hardware, you'd have spent the amount of time you spent playing it in pre-battle loading.
On Switch, you already had moments where it's 5 or 6 seconds.
It was so
on a black
long.
screen. just waiting for us
that
to
like
go in.
how they how they spin around the enemy with the camera. That was like 10 seconds every fight on PS1.
But it was also very cool.
Yeah, very impressive.
I do. It was very impressive, like how often they changed perspectives a lot in that game. I think it was really well paced when it comes to that stuff, where you're constantly switching to a different group and seeing what's going on with them. A lot of like 2 or 3 man parties, and I really like characters like Vivi and Steiner quite a bit.
Yeah, I really want to replay it. I haven't played it since launch, basically, where I grinded
I think
the
with
heck out
that
of it.
stuff they added, it definitely makes it a lot more palatable, just because you can speed things up. They just straight up have some insane cheating stuff in there of hit this button, and anytime you equip a piece of equipment, you already learned its abilities.
Wow.
You also have, here's a button for max gill. Here's
Man,
a
that's
button that makes it
cheating.
so you immediately enter trance automatically.
Jesus Christ.
God, trance
look-
is so fucking poorly designed.
If you just
Trance is
wanted...
probably one of the
designed limit
worst super
system.
modes I've ever seen in an RPG.
This makes me feel great because one, I haven't really played Final Fantasy IX. I played it for like 40 minutes, but watching other people play that game, I was like, what is the point of trance? Like, it just didn't.
It looks cool.
It looks very cool.
It
Also,
yeah,
what's the point?
The name becomes Pinkman.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
turned
The
turns
really
into
funny thing
Terra.
about trance is that not only can you not strategically use it at all because it's automatic, it becomes useless by the end of the game because every character can hit the damage cap anyway, and none of the trance things give them like an omni slash.
Oh.
There's because how trance works for people who haven't played 9 is you have a limit break meter that builds, as far as I can tell, only when you're hit, and when it hits full, you just transform, and everyone has a unique design, and a lot of them look really cool. And then all your attacks are a lot stronger. You have usually a different command to do different specials, but it does it automatically. And say you get it in a random battle, and you transform right as someone else hit the thing and killed the enemy, it's gone. So you can't prep for this, which is really confounding given some of the other ones. It made sense in like FF7 where you get a limit break and then it's like
And it just
that's the move.
overwrites your attack command.
That's the move you're going to use next, but you get limit breaks like candy in that game, and this you really have to work to get the trance meter built up.
Yeah, it takes so long.
Man.
But yeah, I thought overall I thought the game was all right. I enjoyed my time with it. Really good soundtrack, decent pacing.
I know you like Final Fantasy VII and might like Final Fantasy VIII. How would you rank those?
I haven't played 8 yet. I ranked 7 pretty high. I've played for reference to the audience 6, 7, 9, 10, 10-2, 13, 14, 15.
This is a pretty good list. The only outstanding one.
And I would rank 9 at the bottom.
Wait, below 15? That's hard.
Yeah.
15 isn't even done.
I was like,
And now we get to find out whether or not Dr. Aggro listens to the Big Think Dimension.
oh, he does.
KZ,
He does. He does.
You mean you don't like the part when the final boss shows up and is like, hello, there's no explanation for me. I represent the inevitability of death. Let's
Okay.
go.
That
Okay,
is the best moment in that game. I don't
For
know what you're
one,
upset about.
that has been a topic of conversation in my entire life countless times. That added
Okay.
something important to gaming.
Upon looking at what it's supposed to be, I'm like, okay, I get it. They probably could have taken a little bit extra time to like
They
set
could
that
have
up
done
a
it
bit
a
more.
little bit better than none.
No, the beauty of it is that there is nothing leading into it.
You know, here's the thing.
You know,
Maybe-
that is a good point because death can be sudden, uncontrollable. It just hits you in the face, and so does that dude.
That's what Aggro's gonna think before he hits you with a bat.
What do you think makes him more mad, Ratchet Deadlocked, or me saying that Final Fantasy IX is a worse game than Final Fantasy X too?
Probably the second one, honestly, but I don't know. Him and I haven't really had a conversation about Final Fantasy X-2 since I got banned from GameFAQs.
Also, that's not a bit. I totally put it at the bottom. I only liked like 3 party members in this game.
Yeah, I kind of figured, but you know, it's important to clarify for the audience. A lot of the time,
Yeah.
they think I have opinions to upset people, even though I went I was a good boy.
Like how you like Dark Souls.
I went 6 whole months without talking about my opinion about Dark Souls, and then I buried it in a mailbag. So, whatever.
Burying it the one place no one will find it.
They're like listening to other people's questions. God, that must be upsetting. I wonder if they'll answer mine.
It is ridiculous. I'm glad I played it. It only cost like $10 because it was on sale, and
Oh, that's cool.
I remember the Nintendo Switch has like those coins that you build up, give you discounts.
Let me tell you, man, I'm really excited to eventually get to play 8's remake. It's very fancy. I
saw all the things that are going to make that game faster and went, yeah, I'll play 8 as well.
I'm not sure that I'll get around to 9, but I'll try my best.
No encounters is really useful in 8 because everything scales, so leveling up actively harms you.
Oh my god.
What is this, 2?
Yes.
You're supposed to junction, Dan. You're supposed to attach 100 fires to Squall's attack, or do what I do and attach 100 waters to his attack, so it's like 5 times higher than it should be. And then you attach a bunch of Curaga to his HP, so he can have more hit points than every other character and do his limit break every single turn.
Now, see, here's the thing. How come Feel can do that and he's respected as a connoisseur of the arts? I show everyone on our Bloodstained stream that maxed out Bunny Girl is the most OP shit in the world, and people look at me like I'm a fucking leper.
I don't feel like either of you get respect.
Now, there is a difference here, and it's the fact that a vast majority of FF8 players just do that. They just break the battle system.
Okay.
That's part of why I like Final Fantasy VIII so much. It's just, I can snap the system over my knee, and it fits nicely into the card game, which also lets you snap it over your knee.
Very excited for that. KZ, what up?
That card game in Final Fantasy IX.
It's Kino.
Is incomprehensible and gives you nothing, as opposed to the one in 8, which gives you everything.
Guys, I don't know if you realize this, but every time you mention a complaint of like the final boss comes out of fucking nowhere and makes no sense, I'm like, that's a positive. Like, just my entire fucking adolescence was spent going, it's hilarious how the final boss comes out of nowhere. It's great how the card game makes no sense.
Oh, it coming out of nowhere was just, it was funny to me. I didn't really find it as a negative at all.
I feel like, once again, the end of Avengers, the second one, Endgame, should have been that insane. It should have just been like, nah, fuck it, we're writing in death from the comics.
You have to fight death, even though that makes no sense.
Do it, coward.
I want to punch the concept of death.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Castlevania is basically about.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's awesome.
Castlevania is awesome.
But that card game is fucking... When I got to the final area of the game, and I saw like a notification to talk or do the card thing, and I was like, there's nothing fucking here. And every time I attempt to talk, Zidane looks up and it fails. I hit the card thing and it goes, I'm the ghost of an expert card player.
Yeah, I saw your tweets. That made me laugh really fucking hard.
And I was like, this game needs to fucking calm the fuck down right this instant. That was good. I won that card game a lot, so it has to be good.
The one Final Fantasy... yeah, that's how that worked. The one Final Fantasy game I was going to say that was missing from your list was 4. Like, that's the only one I feel is outstanding in its absence. And other people can correct me.
Which one?
4, Final Fantasy Quattro, with my boy Cecil. I'm sorry, it kills me.
Cecil Harvey.
Yeah, it kills me when people say Cecil instead of Cecil. But
yeah, that's his name.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting that his last name is just normal.
Whatever, Bob.
Hey,
this was the era of, what do we call the Belmont in Castlevania 3? Oh, I know, Ralph.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the Castlevania 1 credits with Simon Belmondo.
Belmondo. Yeah, in Japan, they're called Belmondo basically the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're like,
I need to get to 4 at some point. I'd probably just play the PSP complete one they put out.
The leveling and stuff's a little weird in that one, but still, go for it.
Yeah, the art's real nice.
Yeah, the art is real nice. It's so much. Yeah, it's really nice. I like it.
Would have been great if they did the last two, 5 and 6, as PSP.
Yeah, it'd be nice if 6 got something.
Now you got your Game Boy Advance release. That's all you need.
Fuck off.
No, you got the mobile release that is on Steam.
Oh my god, no.
It has Vaseline rubbed on it.
No, this is all awful. Speaking of which, I was watching a very technical video. I forget what it was about exactly, but when he gets to talking about upscaling algorithms, he goes, and a new cutting-edge upscaling algorithm brought about by the anime community called Waifu, and I lost my shit. He's like, Waifu 2X is a really great way to upscale your content. This killed me doubly so, not because that sounds stupid. Tosha's name is entered in my phone as waifu, but Siri can't fucking understand that, so I call her waifu.
No.
I'm like, send a text to waifu.
It's really Waifu 2X is a great way to up-res assets.
I hope they do it more often.
Nippon Ichi Software of America did it to all the UI elements of the Killer 7 PC port, and I'm pretty sure the Grandia HD devs used it some as well.
It is the worst thing ever in Grandia. I went straight from, oh man, I'm amazed. I'm going to buy that day one to, I'm never touching that unless you fix it.
Yeah, but I'm serious. Like, it was sad watching him go through the transition, you guys. Bob's a huge... He was so excited.
I've been waiting like decades for a good reason, a good way to replay that game. I'm gonna just have to pull it out the old PS1 disc and restart or something because it's.
I feel like people had the same sensation when they just shadow dropped Chrono Trigger on Steam and it came out looking like that. Before they like fixed most of it.
Yeah, I heard they fixed most of that. Hopefully, someone.
The Grandia one really sucks because they were like. Because like 6 months ago they were like, we're using both the Saturn and PS1 versions as our base to create the definitive Grandia experience, and then when it appeared at E3 they were like, we fucking lied, it's just using the PS1 version.
They're just lying about dry aging beef, and then you go in there and it's a fucking Wendy's patty.
The new and improved Grandia HD.
Come on down to Grandia HD for Father's Day.
And I know they had to have used an upscaler on it because they were like, there's no option for original assets, which means it isn't a filter. They ran that shit through an upscaler.
Yeah, they did it on their side.
They did it the worst way possible.
Mm-hmm.
And
they gave it real 16:9.
Yeah, and the worst
part
is
how do you do that and then fuck the assets up?
Like PS1, that game isn't the right scale. It looks wrong when you play it on PS1, so having a version like this where it's scaled properly would have been great.
Let's talk about pixel aspect ratios for the next half hour. Guys, if you're doing a project like Grandia HD, let me tell you about my friend Sarlene. She worked on all of the Ys games, and no one has ever said a cross word about those ports. She ported them to PC. They're really great. For fuck's sake, hire some professionals. Jesus Christ.
It's weird. Didn't the Grandia HD like disappear for a year straight?
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, it takes a while to upscale everything.
I had to put every single sprite into this program. It looks better now, though, I swear.
Imagine they had a process for like remastering that, and it fell through 8 months in. They said, "Fuck, you just put it in the machine."
The fact that it's 16:9 makes me think this is a built from scratch port.
I mean, it's definitely got to be a pretty hardcore port. Because,
So they did all that work and then ruined the fucking assets.
Yeah.
That's like, here's your filet mignon. I dumped ketchup and mustard all over it. Right. You wanted that, right?
Yeah.
I assume you wanted that.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't like mustard.
He did a triathlon and then shot himself at the last leg of it.
It's really upsetting seeing really good efforts like this thwarted by fucking stupid decisions. I just...
And apparently the version of Grandia 2 that's on there has got new features over the PC one. It's like, what's this? Why are you actually putting effort into this?
Why did you fuck... Like, it's like they got to the finish line, they got over the biggest hurdle and then fell over the smallest one.
It's like I was checking out a timeshare and it looked like a pretty nice view. It was in a nice part of this place I wanted to vacation. And the moment I said, yeah, sure, I'll take it, they walked in and shit in the bed.
Oh no!
It's like, why have you done this? Oh, man. That's it. But I want every person who's porting shit like this to stop worrying about upscaling shit. We will win this fucking cultural war. Stop doing it.
Yeah, I don't understand who this appeals to.
Nobody likes it except mutants, and their opinions don't matter. That's why we don't let them vote.
Right, exactly.
What? We don't let people vote if they like upscalers?
No, if they're mutants.
No, we don't let them vote if they're mutants on our Patreon, which you can go to at patreon.com/GBpodcasts.
You can visit our Patreon at patreon.com/GBpodcast.
Have your
and
rights
back
rescinded.
our mini projects.
If you're sitting there making
Don't miss a
port,
fucking beat.
if you're making a port of a video game with 2D sprite art and you've opened up an upscaler you're putting every single sprite into, stop.
Yeah, just stop.
Stop
You know
right
what you
now.
can do? You
that's
can
too
do
much
that.
work.
I don't care what you do for the subhumans. Just let me flip an option to go back to original assets.
Dan,
Yeah.
is it possible that for this podcast you can make the image on the video run through a waifu 2x filter?
Okay, so here's how
Or
I'd
at
have
least
to
simulate
logo
that
through
in
it.
some way?
Here's how I'd have to do that, and this is actually really fascinating. So the audience can debate whether or not I actually did it.
Oh, no.
I would have to do a nearest neighbor downscale to make it really rough in the first place, like make it Vita or PSP resolution, and then upscale from there.
All the way to 4K.
Oh God,
I'm getting really excited.
this actually, I'm kind of interested. Yeah, okay, I'll do it.
Big upscale dimension.
Hey Bob,
What's
Yeah.
up?
I don't need an Xbox One X. My Xbox One S plays games in 4K.
Good to hear, Dan. Does it use waifu?
Okay, Microsoft, if you're listening. Built-in
Phil.
feature. And listen, Phil, this is huge. Built-in feature on Xbox 2, waifu upscale to 8K.
Just every game every game looks like trash. There's fucking 15
Halo
frames a second
Infinite
because it has to
waifu
upscale.
2x. What do you think the X stands for? Xbox.
Yeah. It just makes sense.
Waifu 2 Xbox.
Okay.
So that's all I've been playing. I played Final Fantasy 9. There you go.
Go.
I was trying to figure out how we got here.
Well, you were talking about that, and then Phil was talking a bit about Grandia. So what is the deal with Grandia? Did you return that, or are you just mad about it, Phil?
Oh, it's not out yet.
Oh, it's not out.
Oh,
They
no,
just
it's not
put
out.
out
I don't
enough
think anybody-
assets for everyone to stare at and puke.
They put out like gameplay footage at EA. I mean at E3. They're just like, here's like 10 minutes or however much gameplay footage, and I'm like, that looks bad.
Why have you done it?
Yeah, there was also a weird glitch during that gameplay where it's like it's set to Japanese voices, and then in battle they'll scream English voices.
Oh, they're like, we gotta have the Japanese dialogue. It's so much better than the English dialogue. That's what that guy who emailed me 20 times this week said.
I'm looking at gameplay for this. Yeah, this is some Super Eagle shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
it's not good.
It's rough, man. Like,
It fits your whole screen, though.
Any other way of playing would be ridiculous.
I just like to be an optimist.
thanks, KZ. Someone needs to. Especially after that mailbag, which just ends with me coming at that one death. You guys don't remember. It was Y2K. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm never gonna remember.
Yeah, no, we recorded that a long time ago. Anyway, Phil, did you play anything? KZ, did you
yeah,
play
I played some stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
I beat all of Hollow Knight. That game's okay. It's kind of hard to care about it in a post-Bloodstained world because they really wanted Hollow Knight to be Dark Soulsy, and it is, but kind of to the detriment of that game. So for like 10 of the 15 hours, you have no idea what you're doing or why.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I got that feeling when I played it too.
That's good storytelling.
Also, like, it has the controls shitty by design aspect of Dark Souls. Like, you have a little bit too much momentum, and you bounce off shit when you hit it with your sword. So, like, if you're standing right next to something and you hit it with your sword, you bounce back, like, you know,
From
a little
Software's
bit.
ruined me. They've ruined me with that story shit. Where they've made too many of those games where there's no story, that anytime I see a game do that, I'm like, you just didn't want to write anything.
They wrote so much for Hollow Knight, you just don't get any of it till almost the end.
Wow, yeah, I played hours and got almost nothing. I'm surprised that it ever did anything.
Maybe Dan will find someone he plays.
Please do not imply I'm playing Hollow Knight. Thank you.
It's all right.
That's not okay.
You gotta do it for Martroidvania.
God, stop!
People would be like, why didn't you use Metroid? And I'm like, because Bob and I have a blood oath to never do a fucking themed month during May ever again.
When's your Kirby themed month?
Never. I shouldn't say never. I'm way more
Dan
interested
can
in that
tolerate
than Metroid, Marchtroid.
when Dan can tolerate sweatpants in his house every day for a month.
Let me tell you, there's no way you could get that man to leave his house at all enough times to fill a month with videos.
He's gonna have to call in.
No, I'm not letting him call in. No, he lives too close for that to be okay.
You're like, fuck you.
I guess we should
Get over here.
We should get over here. We should clarify for people who don't know. Eric is a big Kirby fan. Just by implying we would do a Kirby month, Phil has like made Eric erupt out of bed. He's now just standing fully erect in his home, going, "What happened?" Thanks for that.
Good. Living his best life.
Living his life.
When's your
Other
Toku
than Hollow
month?
Knight,
Oh my god. So what's
Sorry.
up? Yeah, go ahead.
other than Hollow Knight, I finished Final Fantasy VII. That game's a lot shorter than I remember. I was sure it was going to be like 40 hours. It's closer to 25. I 100% completion, and this is on the PC port, which doesn't have speed up or anything. Ran me like 30. Huh. That game holds up incredibly well. Frighteningly well, actually.
Cool.
I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. It's Final Fantasy VII, which might be one of the most played games in human history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is
Thinking about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up there.
It's like
I mean,
Up
it's
there
no Mario
with stuff
Kart,
like
but-
Super Mario.
I don't know, Bob. It's pretty up there with Mario Kart. Most of the
Mario.
I'm not going to say the term normie, but some of the more extremely casual I used to play video games type of people I've ever known were like, I love Final Fantasy VII. It was such a good game.
Yeah, no,
So
I get that.
Sip.
I mean, now that you say it, maybe maybe just a tiny sip.
Just they're parched.
Yeah. So did you
And
play?
I've been playing Atelier Lulua since that came out
Bless you.
What
the
is
E3 week.
what is that?
It's the new Atelier game.
Yeah. What type of game
Atelier
is it? Just a
Lulua. It's
Is that the one
new
where a new one was announced where the girl has the big thighs?
Yes.
Or am I thinking of another?
It's the same
Okay.
series. But this is the new one. This is the newest one that came out here in the West. It's like an anniversary game because a decade ago they made the Arland trilogy, which was Atelier, Rorona, Maruru, and no, it was Rorona, Totori, and Maruru.
My
were the
favorite-
three, Arland game.
My favorite Atelier game is Atelier Rurouni Kenshin.
I'm not mispronouncing these names. These are the characters' names.
Oh, I know.
I know. That's what's so good about it.
That's what's so good about it.
Fucking Atelier boop boop boop.
Well, Rorona's full name is Rorolina, but it's just Rorona for
Peacecraft?
short.
Yes, Rorolina Peacecraft.
Oh, I'm getting hype.
I'm trying
You
to
start
remember
the
what
game
any of
by
the other
inviting a boy to your birthday.
Maruru's full name is Meruru Lintz. So they all the joke is they all have like a really long name.
I could totally see one of the boys in those games saying, "I'll kill you" to the main character.
It kind of has that energy if they were immediately clowned on for the entire rest of the game. But this is the anniversary of that trilogy, which is real popular. So this is like a future trilogy not trilogy, but a future game starring Rarona's daughter, who is named El Merulilia, which is just Lulua.
Yeah.
That's a mouthful.
That's why they shorten all of them.
They're good names.
This is the best one they've made in a while. You know, it's a yearly franchise, so like any yearly franchise, there's strong ones, and then less strong ones.
So is this
Like
more like
Pokemon?
Is this like a Tony
last
Hawk
one
American
wasn't
Wasteland, or? I need you to speak in terms of Tony Hawk. That's the only yearly franchise I've ever.
American Wasteland's real good.
It's better than
This
Bloodstained?
this is a Thug 1.
Okay.
Like on the, I'd probably give this a 9 for the series.
Nice.
So this is a really strong one. It has there's a lot of moments I get to clap, like when you meet a character from the original trilogy, and in the very first game, because the very first game, Rorona had a mechanic where you had to pay your party members to come out with you. You had to pay them money, and because like the idea was like they were escorting the main character. So in every single game since then, a running joke has been Rorona shitting on this dude named Sturk for charging her for protection because he's like a knight, and just everybody treating him like the biggest piece of shit, even as he's like, no, but it was the game mechanic's fault. Which tops out in this game, which is like 25 years after the first one, of her telling her daughter, no, he made me pay him so much money, he has to protect you also. He's just like, no, I thought we were past this.
That is really good.
But there's a lot of great callbacks. The character that I don't like has not been seen yet, and every mention of her has been in scorn. So I'm hoping she just doesn't show up at all, because I'm pretty far. I'm like on chapter 8 of 10. This would be a good one to play. Like, it's not, you don't really need to have played the trilogy, even though you can get them now. They got HD versions last winter, so you can go buy them on any platform now except Xbox, because it's a Japanese game.
Yeah.
Of course it is going to be on Xbox.
That's how it goes.
But this is a perfectly fine one to start with. This is a real strong one.
What are you playing on?
PS4.
Oh,
because I don't trust their PC versions.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a shame that every Japanese dev has worked together to make us collectively not trust.
Scared.
I think they've been fine lately, but I don't want to risk it. I just buy the PS4 version.
Yeah, they've been.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to get much out of having a better frame rate or anything on those games.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't believe those games run faster on PC anyway. I'm pretty sure they're locked to 30.
Probably.
Probably.
But it's a real good one. I'm enjoying it a lot. It hits that spot in my brain where I go, oh, where did the day go?
You mean like Bloodstained?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like Bloodstained.
It's okay. I'm only 40
Except
hours in.
more insidious because there's so much, because the game is entirely crafting based.
Oh no.
Oof. Crafting is pretty good.
Okay, so you got to craft the tonic. The tonic makes all the items you gather in a specific amount of time better, so you got to use that to get the best materials, and you got to get the materials and do a loop to get all the traits you want onto the metal that you can use to make new weapons.
It sounds like someone took an idle game and put a game in it. They're like, we can have them do more than push a button. We could put a whole game in here to just have this insanely infectious mindset.
But yeah, if you want to try the franchise, every time I bring this up, I'm going to say it. If you just want to try the franchise, get Atelier Lulua. It's on PS4, PC, and Switch. They put out an HD version. Or get this one, Lulua. Because you could go back and get almost a similar effect of clapping. Can be like, oh, that's what that was.
It's really important to know how to
claps.
We have to navigate around the clapping, you know? Clapping's important. That's why Final Fantasy IX is a great game, I hear.
I didn't really clap much in that.
Well, you haven't played enough classic Final Fantasies.
You didn't clap when Garland came down?
He didn't play Final Fantasy 1. Didn't you hear his list?
I just thought that was neat.
See?
Like, what the clap? I mean...
You can't just think things these are neat. You're supposed to clap.
You savage!
I straight up just went raw because the design in that looked cool.
But he was very tired and alone and not streaming, so he just raw.
You're actually right.
I know.
A never-ending void of being tired.
Anyway, I'm finished. That's all I.
And you
I
can
played
feed
Bloodstained till 8 a.m.
You can see, Bob. Not just me, also KZ.
I
Ruining
mean, I
our
didn't
life.
finish it, but I played Bloodstained until 8 a.m.
Look, I played it till
And-
10 a.m. that time.
Look, I'm playing it right now. I'm gonna be fucking honest.
Yes.
But no, like,
Ooh, I leveled up.
but if you want to feed into this process of KZ never being well rested, you can head on over to patreon.com/GB podcast. And now that I have covered all of my duties relating to the
And
Patreon,
feel. Can you take that away?
I
Dan,
will.
let me get my script. Let me get my script here. Dan, you
What?
fool!
Oh,
Dot
no.
dot dot. The
What
Pod
now?
Lords! Exclamation point.
Oh shit! The Pod Lords.
Aloha.
How did we forget?
Can I get that Sonic? Can I get that Knuckles Chaotix theme in minor key in slow motion?
I just want Pumpkin Hill in minor key.
The Podlords for this episode of the Big Think Dimension are Denny Richardson, Nutgak, Ely Broyles, Bam Madrigal, Vox with a U, Crimson, Corey Brown, Dank Mormons, Red Blaze 27, and I'm going to click this to make sure I read the whole thing correctly and verbatim. The 3DS is a great system. Thank you very much to our Podlords.
Yeah, we finally got the first. We got the first one.
If you would like to sign up as a Podlord today and correct this opinion, you will be read directly after the 3DS is a great system. So feel free. Son of a bitch.
This is abuse of power, but whatever. I like money.
Thank you, Pod Lords.
Thank you,
Also,
Pod
thank
Lords.
you. The 3DS was a bad system. Or did they say good system? I can't even remember.
Thank you,
Oh
Nintendo
yeah,
3DS.
I can't even remember it outside of reading these names. I've already closed Firefox. Oh no, Dan can't read it. He's got his he's got his iPods in. Bob, thank the fucking Podlords.
Thank you, Pod Lords.
I thought he was gonna forget the Lord. Thank you, Pod.
Thanks, Pot. Pro Destiny player. Anyway, hey Bob, we've got some news.
Whoa.
News about what I once thought was important and interesting, and now having seen it, maybe not so. What can you tell me about Dr. Mario World for phones?
It's a new Dr. Mario game for phones.
When's it coming out?
Comes out July 10th.
Now, Bob wrote this as 7/10. I thought Bob was assessing the quality in advance.
It was. I watched the trailer. I give it a 7 out of 10.
It's 7 out of 10. I mean, to be honest, I basically would give every Dr. Mario that score.
This one actually looks pretty different. You
is.
move the pill around with your finger. There's power-ups on the field along with the germs. So you have stuff like red shell bounce back and forth and delete everything on that horizontal line.
Mm-hmm.
You unlock new doctors who have different abilities. So you have like Dr. Peach and Dr. Toad.
Dr. Peach is pretty great. Never thought I would say that.
Oh my God.
They also have Dr. Bowser.
Oh, I haven't seen Dr.
Is this like a Breakout clone?
No, I wish.
Yeah, that'd be a cool way to take it. But
That would be a good game.
So, I'm thinking about what if they, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, but it's like that.
Mario.
Dr. Zavik.
God, fuck.
I saw the name for this and I was like, this is a really weird angle to take their port of 3D World. I don't get it.
Don't worry, Casey. I'm about to send you in a very important clip from a very important screen cap from Sonic All-Star Racing, whatever.
Ooh.
So, not talking about Zavik. That
I do enjoy Zavik.
I said not talking about Zavik.
Cringe before Zavik.
I feel like they did the best they could based on the video I saw, but I still don't want this.
I'm curious. I want to see what they've done with it. I like the Dr. Mario music. I think I've come around to the puzzle part of it not being great, as Dan has told me for many years. I always was like, I'm
Okay, we have to settle this now.
Yeah.
Dr. Mario or Yoshi's Cookie?
You know,
I've never played Yoshi's Cookie.
It's been brought up before, and I think when it was brought up before, I was staggered to realize I might like Yoshi's Cookie more. Or see, this is
what is Yoshi's Cookie?
Let me explain something real quick before we continue this discussion. There are two puzzle games that came out in the late NES era. One's called Yoshi's Cookie. The other is called Yoshi. So I might.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
Nintendo was stupid as hell when they did that. But yeah, Yoshi's Cookie. Let's see. Yoshi is the one where it's a vertical stacker, and Yoshi's Cookie is the one where it's a grid of things you slide.
Yeah, you slide and make sets of 3 or 4. I forget whether it's 3 or 4.
You know, I probably would have given Yoshi a higher score than Dr. Mario, but Yoshi's Cookie I'm less certain about. I need to give that game a chance. People are going to shit their pants when the video giving Yoshi's Cookie a chance goes up.
I also have basically never played Yoshi's Cookie, so I can't have an opinion
and
here.
That's fine. Like, let me be real. That's fine. You're not... I don't feel like you're missing out on anything. Phil, what do you think?
I'd probably put Yoshi's Cookie slightly higher than Dr. Mario.
I think Dr. Mario is a supremely bad game with really great music. But, you know, early puzzle games are hard.
The real winner is Tetris Attack.
Yes, that's correct.
Obviously. God, fuck. Don't even... Putting that in the same conversation as Dr. Mario is...
Dr. Mario's got better music.
No, you're just wrong.
No, not at all. It's got a good knee slap.
Let me explain.
But
Dr. Mario has one great song that they fucking stole.
Yeah, it is stolen.
Is it?
Yes. I'll post the video at some point. Give me a sec.
This is a conspiracy.
No, it's real. It's funny as hell because that was the best part of that game. And it's apparently stolen.
So there hasn't been been a panel day on since
Dr. Mario?
Yes, Power Man 5000 is in Dr. Mario. What's up, Phil?
There hasn't been a panel day pawn since like 2012.
Do you really need to twist that knife in my fucking gut?
Oh no, 2007. I'm sorry, 2007. More than a decade ago. Why isn't Nintendo fucking cranking out panel day pawn 99?
I don't know. Like, I'm a part of a fucking secret Discord that does nothing but play Tetris Attack online. There is a competitive community. They need to make a fucking game. It's insane. Okay, let me explain. Here's the problem, you guys. Okay? Here's the problem with Tetris Attack. Cross his arms. They named it Tetris Attack.
Oh, no.
They paid to get that name once. Then, since they didn't want to keep paying, they changed the name to fucking Puzzle or Pokemon Puzzle League. They branded it with Pokemon, seeing if they could trick people into playing it that way. Nope. Game Boy Color version, they named Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. When they went to make another fucking game in the series, they called it just Puzzle League.
No, it wasn't it Planet Puzzle League?
I think the Game Boy Advance one's just called Puzzle League, but I could be wrong.
Oh, is there?
Either way, it's
I didn't even know there was an advanced one. I thought they just went to DS with Planet Puzzle League.
Here's how bad this fucking branding is. I didn't know there was a Game Boy Advance fucking Tetris Attack game until like 2015.
The prime of the Game Boy Advance life. Yeah,
clown branding.
Yes. Speaking.
Oh, there was a game. That's weird.
Yeah, it is. Speaking of which, though, this year's going to be the 10th anniversary of our favorite portable, the PSP Go.
Digital future.
Yes.
Today.
PSP Go's anniversary.
Yeah, the 10th anniversary of PSP Go. That'll be in October. Please look forward to it.
Anecdote: my good friend PM one day gets incredibly drunk at a bar, and then is just walking around town, and he apparently hobbles his way into a GameStop. Smash cut. The next day, he wakes up. Next to him on the bed is a bag with a PSP Go that he bought while incredibly drunk. He tried to return it. It was untouched. not unwrapped in any way. They're like, no.
Not a chance, Axel.
No, we got you.
Right? Oh man.
Here's your card for the support group of people who bought PSP Goes and also Engages.
Because you're all alcoholics.
L.
The only people who were duped into buying it, people shit-faced.
That L image where it's Dr. Phil, but instead he's giving you a PSP Go.
Those are the same thing, KZ. I don't know why you'd have to have a different image.
Accurate. Accurate.
No, but it's digital. It's like he slides out like those futuristic phones.
Oh, those phones are really futuristic. It's true.
They are. I'm the foremost authority on things that look futuristic.
Uh-huh.
I miss the Motorola Razr.
It was a good phone. Sip. Hey,
It
Bob.
was.
Hey, what's up?
What is your other bit of news?
My other bit of news.
Now that it's taken us 12 minutes to get here.
Oops.
Alliance Alive HD remaster is happening.
What's Alliance Alive?
It's this game that came out exceedingly late on the 3DS.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw stuff about that.
Yeah, real late.
It looked neat, but it had the 3DS debuff.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
it was in that year that after the 3DS was over. Like it was last year or early. Yeah, I think it was just last year.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Came out in America after the Switch was out. Oh, it came out worldwide last year. So one of those games that might
Yeah.
as well not exist.
That's depressing.
But they got the PS4 version, the Switch version, and a PC version for the States. And those are all coming out October 11th. And no, wait, yeah, okay, sorry, October 11th, Japan. We don't have a date for the States yet, but it's coming to the States. It's been announced.
Well, good. Everything deserves to escape the 3DS, even if you like that platform.
And that has the main designer from Saga, or like I think Saga Frontier.
Neat. I like anime.
Now I can have it and Octopath fight to the death.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I get the feeling Octopath might lose.
What? Octopath is great. Bob, is Octopath great? I haven't played it.
It seems okay. I haven't played much
It's
of it.
average.
See, is Octopath great?
It is average. My main issue was the fact that they give you 8 characters. They each have their own story. Each of them about 4 chapters. Takes about an hour to go through a chapter in that game. But there's no interactions with any of the characters. Like, the canon cutscenes they are solo stories. And the only way they have character interactions are in Tales of style skits that you get only with the party members you have in your main party. Ones in reserves won't show up, and the skits are time-based. So it's like you progress through a character's chapter, here are moments these specific characters interact, so you have to use a guide to get all the interactions. Whatever, they're making another game. I'm sure they'll do better.
Yeah, I mean it's the most positive thing I've seen out of Acquire in a long time. So
Yes, that's easy.
I enjoyed it to a degree, and there's a lot there that if they touch up the story and like the format of how they do it, it could be really good, because I think the combat system is stellar and the music is insane. Like, it's insanely good. And that visual style, I just adore it. Just need to touch up some of the gameplay stuff and progression and like the story. Like, make the characters interact more as part of the main draw.
Right, because that's something I noticed just doing the first few chapters. Like, is it really going to be this the whole time of just completely separate stories?
It is the exact... the game is the same from hour 1 to hour 50.
Oh.
Where it's do that with that character. And there's not enough time for those character stories to breathe because they have 4 chapters, which means 4 1-hour-long sequences. So when you have characters introduced 5 minutes ago and now they're a villain and they add the Puppet Master to their title... You go, this is real bad. You had no time to set this up. I don't give a shit.
It's all been building up to this.
It's
Casey.
all been building up to this. All of the clues
Lords
finally
of
make
Shadows
sense.
DLC had more build up than some things in Octopath.
It sounds very much like Saga Frontier 1 on the PlayStation. But like that game was 20 years ago, and also was like selling itself on being weird, and I feel like you should be a little bit more coherent.
Look,
20 years in the future when your game doesn't have vampires.
Acquire is on the verge of death, I assume.
Bob,
I don't know.
Bob,
Octopath did well.
I feel
Yeah,
like your
Octopath
sentence,
did real well.
Bob.
Right,
I feel like
like
your
But
sentence.
it saved them.
Bob, I feel like your sentence there was the most grimdark opening to an Armchair Devs ever. Acquire's on the verge of death.
You know, Bob needs to host one of those bad.
I mean, like, Square Enix helped them with this, so who knows how much of that money Square Enix sucked up into its maw?
They're not.
Yeah, but they already, like, confirmed months ago that, like, they're already making another one of those types of games, and they already have the mobile, and they also have the mobile one they put out. Acquire
couldn't have fucking dreamed of over 1 million units sold before that. That wasn't in their wildest fucking fantasies. What the fuck's gonna sell 1 million units? Akiba's Beat?
Tenchu 4, thank you.
Jesus.
You okay?
He'll never get that Tenchu license back.
I admire sometimes when we go on this podcast and bust out a knife and go straight for the neck.
That's just how we roll.
I am nobody is more the target of Akiba's Beat than me.
Accurate.
And I look at it and I go,
okay, yeah,
that's mid. Right. That's mid. When I'm going, this is mid. You're in trouble.
Yeah, no, it's like a mid version of Tales of.
Yeah.
When Phil doesn't like this chuny looking and AA anime RPG.
I mean,
it's not KZ. This is like B.
It really is sad.
A&1/2.
A&1/2, thank you.
No, nothing that touched the Vita gets an A anywhere near it.
Triple I.
Don't you fucking say that. Not here. Be gone, Ninja Theory.
Triple I's gonna kill Tabata soon.
It's like Triple
I worked out so well for Ninja Theory. Phil Spencer just killed him.
He's gonna get 4 million units. It's happening, Phil. 4 million units for Hajime Tabata's paraplegic Olympic RPG game thing.
Please stop. Please stop talking about it. I don't want to look to the future for death.
I forgot that was what it was. I assumed he hadn't announced it.
We talked about that on like the 4th episode of this.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I had another frequency-esque moment.
You know, there's actually because that line stuck with me. That specific phrasing that KZ was making fun of with the whole like paraplegic Olympic thing.
Yeah.
There's a line in the Koji Igarashi interview for Symphony of the Night that has also stuck with me as much, where he said, I wanted to give people that real money back of the feeling. And I just...
In what way?
When I got 26 hours into Bloodstained, I smiled and said, yeah, I got that money back feeling.
Oh, okay, like a feeling of value.
Value?
Because you played a lot.
Yes, also...
That's a good way of describing the money back feeling.
Yes.
Dan, you need to mention this interview was on a PS1 disc.
Yes. So maybe not the best translation.
Right? Castlevania Chronicles.
Wait, was that the was that the
it was the Castlevania Chronicles.
That video looks so bad.
It does. And we have like the highest quality rip of it on the internet, and even we're still just like, oh Jesus. That's rough.
Is that his face? I think it's his face.
The funny thing about his face is that he looks the same now as he did then, because he doesn't age, because he's one of those dudes. You know, the eternal vampire type.
Yep.
Too many of those. Hey, Phil, tell me some news.
So one thing that I forgot to put on the list, but is relevant in Nintendo, they priced that Devil May Cry release.
Oh, did they?
It's $20. That's what I think we all predicted, except Dan, who thought it was going to be 15.
Foolishness, Dan.
Somehow,
again, I was afraid, like at the launch of the Switch with Street Fighter 2, where it was $40.
Yeah,
20 is what was most likely, but in my head, I was like, "What if it's just 30? What if it's 30 and they're like, fuck you?"
See, here's
20 is like the line.
Here's my sickness. Really? That's. Wait, which side of are you sitting on? Like, I don't know, or I have to.
If this was $20.01, I'd say fuck you. It's like it's on the very line of what are you doing?
See, for me, I'm sick in the head.
Like,
if it had trophies, I would be like $20 for a new trophy list. Okay.
You have an illness.
Well, here's the thing.
You said that,
hear me out.
Man, if Nintendo had trophies, I'd be so into this. And I'm like, oh fuck, I'm just Dan.
No, it's completely different because Nintendo doesn't have trophies. That's the one way. Look, let me explain.
Fucked.
There is a really good money back feeling that comes from getting trophies in a game that is great and super enjoyable, and the trophies are set up by a rational person.
I've platted like 4 Kingdom Hearts games. I do get that money back feeling.
Yeah, see? KZ knows about that money back feeling.
So I have one kind of big news story, so I'll go through all the other ones, and then we'll get to that and go into KZ's big news stories.
Let's do it.
First, GameStop is closing ThinkGeek. The Sky Mall for nerds is no longer going to exist.
I was
Getting folded into GameStop, and most of its products will no longer be because
Then what are they folding in?
Maybe Etsy stores will stop having their designs stolen now. Because ThinkGeek certainly had a reputation for doing that. Where it's like, here's my handmade Super Mario Brothers 1-1 mug. ThinkGeek, would you like to sell it? No. And then a month later, ThinkGeek's like, here's our version.
It's great. It's great.
I've seen these hats that I think are from ThinkGeek that look like they're just stolen VG Cats art.
Oh!
It's the hey listen with the fairy from Ocarina of Time, and it looks identical. I can't find anything on it that says like that guy's name.
Scott Ramzumer?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing, man. That is a dark power you should not be tapping into lightly. Scott Ramzumer draws porn. You don't want to fuck with him.
Ruh-roh.
He'll find a picture of whoever works at ThinkGeek and draw furries fucking on their desk. That's what he'll do.
I think I worry that they're working at ThinkGeek. They might like that.
They might be like, hell yeah, they're fucking on my desk. That's pretty tight. Normally I have to go to the internet. Now it's on my desk. Anyway, don't fucking steal shit.
He's still making over $2,000, by the way, with that Patreon.
You know what? Whatever, man. Whatever.
Okay, so trivia. Where do you keep corpses?
Wait,
Bob, where do you keep corpses?
In Bob's house.
ThinkGeek?
ThinkGeek? I mean,
wrong. Destiny 2 on Stadia. Corpses in Destiny 2 on Stadia.
Oh no!
Because it will not have crossplay.
Yeah, because people need to realize Stadia isn't a PC in the cloud. Stadia is its own fucking hardware because they didn't want to license copies of Windows for gaming PCs to run in the cloud. They wanted to optimize it for cost efficiency. So because of that
doesn't sound very forward thinking.
Because of that one decision, they
this isn't yet another thing that's going to doom it. There's no crossplay on any multiplayer game on Stadia.
Yeah. That's a fucking problem. Considering
who are you gonna get? Like, even if you get the casual person of like, okay, I don't care about quality. I have infinite internet. I'm gonna opt into this whole Stadia thing. But oh shit, I can play with no one but Stadia players. Like, the crossplay is such a big thing this gen with people pushing it that it's a horrible idea.
Yeah.
To just invest or get a console that just doesn't do that.
Yeah, my brother actually is the core demo until you say you can play with no one, and then he just fucking does not care. Like, I feel like this is going to be a huge problem.
A new trailer for Dragon Quest Your Story came out. It's like unreal looking.
Whenever I see CG for a Japanese film, I go, that looks bad. Looked at that looks good. Looks real good.
You're going to put that on the OLED, and it's not going to matter what the actual quality of the movie is.
It's just going to look pretty. So
it definitely looks better than the Full Metal Alchemist live-action movie.
It's so weird to see a Square Enix movie that has that level of visual fidelity and looks good, and seems like it might be a good movie.
What?
Well, we already have back cover for good movies.
Don't.
That's not a real movie, KZ.
It's barely.
It takes place in 3 rooms because they didn't want to spend money.
It barely is an MP4.
That's called experimentation. It's a documentary.
It's an indie
also,
film.
Thank you
of CG
for not
movies.
jumping to the defense of Kingsglaive.
Who would do that?
Okay, Kingsglaive is hilarious. Content will exist of us having watched Kingsglaive, I can assure you.
I mean, Kingslave, 1G, gentlemen, is actually a great film for one reason. It has Ultros.
No, it has an octopus monster they call Ultros.
He is the exact same fucking design. He just doesn't talk, which honestly, he's in the film for such a short amount of time. Maybe they didn't give him time to talk.
Also, they had him in like a mural for like 15 for its lore. It's a major staple of the story. When we watch that, we're gonna have to count how many cuts they do, because that movie is insane in action scenes where it's like, I don't know what's going on. They keep cutting.
Yeah, this trailer didn't have any cuts. You actually saw some fights that look pretty good.
I want to watch this movie, which
no one wanted to watch Kingslave. We just did it.
Right, because like this is the only way to actually get the full Final Fantasy 15
You're
experience.
right. I didn't really have a big desire, like, I gotta go check this out. I mean, I watched it day one and went, it's all right.
I feel like
Nix has a nice ass.
there is a strong energy that is similar between Kingslave and Back Cover.
No. there's no similar energy there at all.
I mean, it has the energy of watching it out of obligation. That's about it.
Yes.
We need to stop talking about back cover before KZ is like, for this amount a month, we'll do the worst idea of all time, but with back cover.
No, I won't survive that.
Okay, no. Because I've seen back cover 8 times now.
You could make it an even 60.
Okay, 1, no. 2, if I was given the choice between them, without bidding, at least Kingsglaive's a movie.
Yeah, Kingslave is a movie, you know?
It has twists. It has a climax.
I don't know.
I can tell because that climax went on for way too long.
Yeah, it's like 30 minutes or some shit.
It's like the third act is the climax.
It's like it is a fucking 35-minute fight scene.
It's not even good.
Yeah, no,
not really.
It's not, but that's what you get.
But yeah, fucking Dragon Quest. That movie looked cool. I watched it. Watched that trailer.
I have not seen it. I look forward to seeing it.
I don't even know what game it's based on.
Looks like 5 because the main character has a turban.
I'm starting to really get into Dragon Quest stuff after playing 11, and I also really enjoyed Builders.
Yeah, I want to go through them, but it's like, the best version is on mobile. Use a touch controls. And I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
Can't
I have
you
a
port
friend
these
who's
to
doing
real
that, actually.
platforms?
No. We don't understand what you're asking for.
You may have to just emulate.
You're gonna have to have to go full cyber shell and emulate a phone to play the definitive version of a franchise's core game.
And then there was the fact that in Japan they put some of the older Dragon Quest games on PS4 as like a bonus. Like if you picked up 11, I think the first one of them is just on PS4.
Maybe Square Enix is forward thinking enough to put the rest of them on platforms once 11S comes out, because they have to be like, it's now getting more attention than it's ever gotten thanks to Smash. We have to make these games fucking available.
Even the ones that they haven't haven't they translated all of them in English in some way?
Every one of them has a version in English on some platform.
Yeah, like Game Boy Color.
Like they could just
except 10, which is an MMO, so it doesn't matter.
They could do what they did with Trials of Mana or Seiken Densetsu 3, where they're just, clearly they wanted to make that remake, and they said, well, if we're doing the remake, well, here's the English script.
I hear the good thing about the DS ports of the Dragon Quest games. It'd be great.
Yeah, I find some way to just port those.
Right.
Or just HD remaster the PS2 versions and slap because there's a PS2 version of like 4 and 5 and maybe 6, I think. Just slap the Game Boy.
Only.
Slap the Japan only. Just slap the DS translations into those games.
That'd be neat.
Yeah,
That'd be great.
I'd like to play more of those if they finally made it to modern consoles. I almost considered buying 11 again because of the sheer amount of stuff they're adding on top of that game for the Switch version, like playing.
I might do that.
16-bit.
Huh? Yeah.
They added a speed up function for combat, which makes that game even better.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So didn't you guys, 5 years ago follow the Hulk Hogan Gawker lawsuit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that was
Do you
messy.
recall Gawker's lawyer who continued to say
Yeah.
No, it was a Gawker employee who continued to say the absolute worst things imaginable on the witness stand to the point it probably destroyed them?
It was something about children, I feel like. Like,
yes.
would you do X? He's like, depends on the age.
Yeah. That man's energy has been carried on by the representatives Epic and EA sent to Parliament.
Oh, no!
Let me pull up some relevant quotes, because they got sent to argue loot boxes. This is where, by the way, EA said, they're not loot boxes, they're surprise mechanics and very ethical.
This is fucking nuts, because it sounds like a joke.
Yeah,
like,
no,
right? Someone's like, EA would probably call them surprise mechanics.
Was this on The Onion?
Yeah, this Onion is the real life shit needs to stop.
The GameIndustry.biz article. Epic Games in particular attracted ire from MPs driven by evasive or baffling answers that seemed to only raise further concerns. At one point, Cannon Pence claimed it was inaccurate to define Epic as a company which makes money from playing its games.
What? What?
They don't make money from people playing their games, the Epic representative tried to claim. To which the MP, Collins, responded, "You're not a parentheses," because this is what he would have said but didn't say because he's an MP. "You're not a fucking charity." I added the fucking, but he meant it. Throughout the sessions, Epic and EA trotted out familiar lines on everything from loot boxes to age verification and excessive playtime. "We don't call them loot boxes, we call them surprise mechanics," said EA's Carrie Hopkins, who said she had no qualms with the publisher's implementation of loot boxes and justified any problematic consequences as bad guys find ways to do bad things.
Your problem with people being addicted to your shitty fucking monetization is that bad guys do bad things? That makes literally no fucking sense.
Here's another good one. They asked Epic's representative what they considered a regular player, like what the stats are, what's an average player. The Epic guy said, "I'm not going to tell you because it's commercially sensitive," to which the MP chewed him the fuck out, because that translates to me as, "If we tell you the average player, you'll know it's 12 and you'll fuck us."
Yeah.
Can't say it's minors. We can't say it's minors.
God damn.
Here's a direct quote from the PM. "Listening to your testimony would not give me any encouragement at all that this was an issue you cared about."
Yeah, no, they're making
Y'all
too
are
much money.
fucked. Tim Sweeney, it would have been better if you didn't show up. If you sent no one, the outcome would have been better than the outcome that's going to come.
So wait. Tim Sweeney was the one on stage, or
No.
Okay.
I'm doing
Okay.
a bit. I'm talking to him directly.
just making sure.
We can't tell you anything.
That would have been amazing.
No, we don't know. No, we're doing it, but we can't give you any proof we're doing it. Please don't own us.
Yeah.
Y'all are fucked.
Yeah, no, that's whoa.
I really liked one of the articles about it, which was Epic representative says Fortnite, a game that made $2.4 billion in 2018, does not make money.
What?
Yeah, that's ludicrous.
What are they, like indie AAA?
Yeah, the AAA. That's why it didn't actually ship on a disc.
They don't have a publisher, so yes, Fortnite is an indie game. That's the meaning of words is the strictest thing imaginable. Usage doesn't evolve the meaning of words. So
Remember
GTA
when Red Dead
5
2
is an
was
indie
called
game.
an indie game at one
Yep,
point?
that's exactly what I had to go with.
Yep.
I mean, I wasn't trying to think of that. I was just thinking about the people I've seen being like, I don't think Bloodstained's an indie game because it has a publisher. I'm like, yeah, their publisher is the one publisher you would never think of in a conversation about, hey, list every publisher you know in the game industry.
No
their
Devolver
publisher
games
is
are
who?
indie because Devolver is a publisher.
There you go.
Never heard of 505 games until Bloodstained.
Mighty Number 9. They were trying to make Dead Island 2, I think. That didn't work. Or was that Silver, whatever?
Deep
Fuck.
Silver is Mighty Number 9.
Deep Silver's the... see? Fuck!
Yeah, Deep Silver is the dark evil version of 505.
So is
You are correct.
true.
You are correct.
It has the mustache.
They also publish like Atlas games in Europe, or at least they did for a bit.
I
don't know if
feel
they
like
still do that.
505 did.
Yeah, Deep Silver
they
doing Shenmue, isn't it?
Oh no, that's got to be 505.
Yeah,
Deep
you're,
Silver
you're
Shenmue.
wondering why
They're the
Shenmue's
ones
in
that-
chaos.
Oh my
Yeah, they're the one
god. No
Yeah.
wonder Deep Silver. No wonder everything. Oh my god.
Hence the evil.
Wait a second. Is it Kickstarter games or is it just Deep Silver?
It's Deep Silver.
It's just Deep Silver.
Holy shit.
Every single thing Deep Silver has ever touched is fucked.
Now all the clues start adding up and it finally
Yep.
makes sense.
I'm gonna tell you Deep Silver's games. It's
One might call it a rap sheet.
Saints Row, something? I feel like they contributed on something with that.
Shenmue 3, which is fucked.
Yeah.
Metro Exodus, which they also sold out to Epic.
Yes.
Yeah.
They need to stop doing that.
They're doing Wasteland 3 apparently, so look forward to that being on Epic.
I thought you said unepic, and I'm like, oh no.
Unepical.
They snatch up a lot of those. They snatch up a lot of crowdfunded games that are getting like physical releases because they're a little bit big, like Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's stuff like Agents of Mayhem,
Oh yeah, they do the publishing for all those Saints Row and things.
Yeah,
Mighty
that's
Number
the first time I heard
9,
of them.
Dead Island,
Yeah.
Homefront: The Revolution.
Oh my
I
god.
100% assumed Deep Silver was behind the great Mighty Number 9 commercial.
I'm pretty
They
sure
were,
it was
actually.
because everybody involved was like, that sucks. And Deep Silver was like, sorry.
Yeah, no, that
They're
was
like,
them.
well, let's try and do our humor that we probably do in Saints Row of like bad jokes.
As it turns out, maybe not the best choice. Oh my god.
You had a revelation.
I don't want to believe the source of evil
So-
is one publisher.
Speaking of
Silver.
Epic,
Like small scale evil, but yeah.
apparently SNK told Epic to fuck off.
Yes, no, I loved that news story.
I didn't hear about this.
Epic tried to buy exclusivity for Sam Show. They offered them a certain level of compensation. SNK said, "We expect to sell more copies than that." No.
Oh,
Whew. Yeah, they were willing to
The mood.
compensate them. I don't have the article in front of me, so I can't tell you what the number was.
They were going several 100,000.
Yeah, it was like 600,000, 650,000, something like
To which,
that.
I mean, it's not going to sell that much, but God bless you for having the fucking guts to tell them to fuck off.
SNK just on a tear this week of going, yeah, fuck Epic. Also, we cut our input lag for Sam Show in half.
Yeah, because it was
One patch.
8 frames, and then they cut it down to 4.5.
I mean, guys, if Steam is prevalent in South America, they're gonna sell way more than 600,000 copies.
Yeah, I'm confident they'll sell over 650,000 copies total on PC.
And as soon as they announced how much they reduced that input lag, I went and pre-ordered it.
Yeah, no, that's when my mood changed entirely. To put this in context for people, because not everyone keeps a fucking chart of this in their brain or follows
True. You were
other.
convinced it wouldn't get fixed in time.
This is literally 1, unprecedented, 2, seemingly impossible, and 3, I still posit that it is entirely likely that the input latency was to some extent intentional, and they didn't realize how much that annoyed people. Because reducing it by this amount in such a short amount of time is completely insane. To put it in context, Noodles, who I follow on Twitter, who's the guy who did this specific input latency test. For input latency, it wasn't Noodles, it was WYDD. Anyways, terrible name. So the people for input latency, the journalistic side of the industry is Noodles, WYDD, and me. So WYDD did the test. He has a ranking chart. This thing literally went from the worst thing ever measured to like second from top grade. That's how good that leap is. Like, this was, to say this is unprecedented is actually, it is impossible to overstate the miracle they pulled off here. This fucking technical Hail Mary.
Could it be some like old thing where it's just like they're old school and they're like, we don't optimize shit until the very end?
I mean, I don't know, because Because generally,
Because they put out a demo, but who knows if the publisher was just like, put out a demo.
I don't know. All I know is Unreal Engine 4 is getting a lot better about input lag stuff, and understanding how important that is. A Bloodstained on PC actually has the reduce input lag toggle in the options. So there's definitely the.
So it turns out there really is a button.
There is. But I don't think that could have.
Why don't developers just press the reduce input lag button?
Great question. I don't think that.
Thanks, Brad Shoemaker.
He was right all along.
I don't think it's that simple for reducing it this amount. I assume that button, that feature, reduces it by about a frame and a half. But, that's something we're going to have to find out via testing on Bloodstained. But anyway, this is great. I'm looking forward to that game now.
So, speaking of... this is slightly off topic.
Yeah.
How long do you think Epic is just going to throw money down holes?
Longer than Google with Stadia?
Because like their 600,000 sales is insane. There's no reality where Samurai Shodown would have made anything remotely close to that.
Possibly.
On PC.
Maybe they'll stop by the end of this year.
Yeah, that's like, they can't just keep being like, here's all your development costs plus a big chunk on top for us to get nothing in return.
Well, keep in mind, Epic doesn't get money from games.
Don't worry, they get scorned.
They're in fact, oh my God, did they? Did they
get the atmospheric horror adventure by Ep Software?
Did they get the atmosphere? Okay. Oh shit, you scared me.
No.
Yeah, I know they don't. I know they don't make. But this store exists for them to make money at some point.
Right.
So
Seemingly,
how long
yeah.
are they going to do this? We're just gonna take a gigantic red mark on our financials on this. How long are they going to do that?
Here's the thing about Silicon Valley. They'll let you do that for 13 years, and then they'll make you the richest person in the world. Just look at Jeff Bezos.
True.
Yeah.
He's killing my friend.
People were buying things on Amazon.
Yeah, but they don't make money. All of Amazon's money...
Yeah, but people were buying. There was an audience to monetize. It's like how Twitter can't figure out how to monetize its users. It still has them. Who's Epic going to monetize?
Well, in Epic's, that doesn't even matter. Epic has people who have... Epic has people who have installed their launcher. That's how they get to fend
this
off
is some
needing...
clown
Yes.
shit.
I guess
Clown
when Epic has...
world.
Silicon
when
Valley's
Epic has
fucking
to tell
insane.
their investors, 99.9% of people with our launcher have never even looked at a game other than Fortnite.
Yeah, no, they don't have to tell them that.
Yeah, they're just
as it turns
look at all
out,
these users.
As it turns out, the FTC does not mandate that they own up to fudging numbers.
I can't wait for one of these devs to make a sequel.
I like that when you were prompted with a question just now of how do they make money? That doesn't matter. We're in a clown world.
Yeah, no, Silicon Valley's fucking insane. They're most of the reason that late game capitalism, as the cool kids say, is insanely fucked.
Capitalism, baby.
Capitalism's OP. Please nerf.
It's quite raw.
But yeah, they're part of they are most of the reason that it's all fucked. Because yeah, I'm being honest. They don't need to make money. That sentence is insane because seemingly on paper, their entire intended goal is to make money. But Amazon can not make money for like 13 years and then invent Amazon Cloud Services or Amazon Web Services, which is their cloud service and stuff, make shitloads of money off of that and then double down on not making money with other endeavors like, say, grocery stores. Let's move on. What's next on the news?
Okay, Pitchford's back, baby. Back.
Yeah!
Getting ready to go to fucking prison, probably.
What do you do?
Allegedly.
New icons were new documents were submitted in his lawsuit that said he stole $12 million. These documents are 2K saying, "Hey Randy Pitchford, here's $15 million of bonuses for Gearbox," and then correspondence from Randy Pitchford saying, you can just send that to my private company, Pitchford Entertainment and Magic LLC. That's bad.
That is really fucking bad. Whoops.
Whoops. And this is coming out with a lot of people, not a ton of people actually went back and played that stupid fucking new Borderlands 2 DLC.
Mm-hmm.
It has a side mission where Claptrap quits his job, backstabs everyone he knows, and then has to go beg for his old job back.
No,
Fuck
there's
off.
no fucking way.
They talked about it on Giant Bomb the other day, and the
Oh
disgust
my
in
God.
Jeff Gerstmann's face as it was recounted to him is incredible. The mission is called Kleptocurrency.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
Claptrap literally says, like, now I have to go back to my employer begging on my knees because I'm a backstabbing snake or something similar.
What the fuck is
This is
wrong
all
with
gonna be-
Randy Pitchford? He lucked into
This is all going to
having
be really funny when he's in prison next year.
he lucked into having
He's
one of the
fucked.
most valuable
He's so fucked.
he lucked into having one of the most valuable IPs in gaming, and he has done everything to fuck that. Like, Jesus fucking.
Can you imagine working for Gearbox and Randy Pitchford fucking comes into your office, he reeks of booze, his eyes are all fucking red and bugged out because he's in legal trouble, he hasn't been fucking sleeping, and he's like, you fucking show Eddings, you put in a mission where this happens, and I'll write it. And you're just like, oh god, Rand, please go away.
I feel
Just
like
go away.
I feel like that should be covered under PTSD. That person is scarred at that point because
I can't. This is fucking insane.
yeah.
I'm gonna spite you by making your character an asshole in this video game.
Yeah, like
You're that mad. You are that mad about this that you went out and did that.
I mean, I guess that's a theme of the franchise, like with fucking Anthony Birch putting Twitter arguments he was in Borderlands 2.
Oh.
It's
But
really
Jesus Christ.
I can't this is the one they're rolling out right now. It's not even something we find out, oh, when Borderlands 3 comes out.
Right.
It's literally
This is a part of the DLC
let's
that
patch
sets
it.
up 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is them getting off on a good start, in their opinion.
Yeah.
In Pitchford's opinion, let me clarify.
Yeah, in a non-human being's opinion.
Allegedly. Okay, this is
now it's
horrifically
time for the major
depressing.
news.
Yes, let's do that.
Oh god.
Real Pokemon
Just
game
saw it.
isn't coming out next year. It's apparently coming out never.
No, they are real.
I don't
Because
know.
Masuda did some elaboration on the no national decks. He basically implied there might never be a national decks ever again.
So, one, hope Jim Rackazer isn't listening to this. Two,
No.
for those who don't know, you can't trade any Pokemon to the new game if it's not in the Galar Pokedex. Which,
Pokedex.
One, how would you fucking know? The game isn't even out, so you're just going to have to sit there and keep trying. Two, Pokemon Bank or Pokemon House is what it's called now, right?
Home.
Home.
Pokemon
It's
Home.
because that's the new home for your Pokemon. And
Each
taking them
Pokemon game's
into
a
it
vacation.
is like a vacation. And maybe your Pokemon won't want to go to this region, so it's not in the deck, so you can't take that one. It might be able to go onto the next
want to go
one.
to every vacation.
Well, yeah, Pikachu can surf.
All the any Pokemon that is really popular, makes them a lot of money, definitely wants to go to every region.
It's amazing that Lucario wants to go to everywhere.
Yeah, and weird that Bidoof doesn't.
Good.
No,
good.
but Doof seems
Not
like he's trying to
good.
go everywhere. Look
Oh
at that
no,
guy.
are you a Bidoof stan? Is this
Okay.
happening right now?
Bidoof is the star of Pokemon Brown, where your legendary
Don't
is
fucking
Bidoof.
talk about Pokemon Brown.
Your starter is Bidoof. Your rival is Bidoof, and your dad is Bidoof.
I hope that's just the Gen 4 remake.
I'm bleeding from my eyes.
Yeah, no, this is infuriating news. Super fucking terrible. Cannot stress how bad this is. They still have gotta catch them all as the fucking phrase on their Twitter account. It is still marketing they lean into. And yet, for some fucking reason, they can't gather that. People might want to gather them all and keep them in a game instead of in the cloud. Fucking idiots.
However, Pokemon games themselves don't use the cloud.
The funny thing though is that you completely called it, Dan, because Masuda flat out said, "We're hoping that we've included so much beyond the Pokédex that people won't really mind too much."
Yeah, no, that's clearly the.
I won't actually mind, but I feel bad for everyone else that does.
And he kind of implies that they're making new models again, which everybody thought that the models on the 3DS were future-proofed.
People for years have been like, HD console, they'll use them. They'll finally use the high-quality models.
The implication is that they're not.
Which is insane.
Yep. Everyone's like, they're future-proofing. This is perfect. Oh, no.
It's
all
so
of this.
Now,
It's
I feel like if Sword and Shield sell insanely well, that National Dex is gone. You will never see it again.
Yeah.
Because they don't need it.
Yeah.
But
And I
also
think
that
these are gonna
Pokemon
sell.
game will always sell super well, no matter what.
Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is the National Dex is fucked.
I want to believe
And
there's enough.
by the way, I mean Oris not selling well, which is still 15 million units.
This is the big Pokemon Switch game they've been waiting for.
But
That
yeah,
game's
it's gonna
tear.
But I think it's gonna be like Digimon. Like there's 1,500 Digimon. There's no Digimon game where all of them are in there.
Yeah, but that's Digimon. Who cares?
Bob,
Like Digimon was never even marketed as Catch 'Em All.
that's true.
Yeah,
Well,
they're like they are
they
the
took it off.
champions.
They've taken it off everything but that Twitter account, and I'm pretty sure that it's gonna go too soon.
And the really messed up part is not even long ago they were talking about how they understand that people have a connection to their Pokemon, and that's why they want to be able to go with them everywhere, like keep pulling them forward. Like there was
And
a huge thing.
then there was a semicolon, but fuck off though.
Right.
But
Apparently.
that's why we have home.
I just
And and here's another thing Dan called. Masuda said, we're looking into adding mini games to home.
Yeah.
yeah, they need to make it into a game to justify their fucking subscription model to the people who are sick in the head.
Does
Is it
home
just
still
Pokemon
have
Ranch?
does home still have a subscription? I thought it was only bank.
Home is a pay for thing. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
coming out early next year.
Oh, is it gonna have a sub or is it just one and done, you think?
It's a sub. They want to
Yeah,
monetize this.
I think it's a replacement for Bank. It's coming out on Switch and
it's
smartphone as well.
Yeah, it's just a replacement for Bank, so of course it's going to be monetized just like Bank. It's going to have mini games in it, so they can justify charging more.
Yeah, it'll be $5 a month instead of $5 a year.
The fucking most fun I've had with Pokemon is going through to old games and getting unique Pokemon from there and building a living Pokedex. My first thought on the day of Nintendo's E3 Direct and their Treehouse was, man, I can't wait to transfer my lovingly bred Chimchar with the Thunder Punch to this game. That's gonna be really fun. No, fuck me, I don't get that.
You can bring over your Wingull, your Pelipper.
Thank God. Let me tell you about my broken OP Wingull.
Wingull's great.
Wingull's fine. Pelipper's not.
That they keep saying there's like this improvement in quality of looks for things,
and
like,
it just doesn't exist.
It doesn't.
Animations and stuff.
It's look at freaking Score Bunny.
Yeah.
To do a kick, he still just bounce the model up and down, and then there's a kick a pattern put on the enemy.
Yeah, that's honestly real.
That's actually
real
his idle animation, Bob. It's not even that. They just reverse it. When he goes to do the attack, they reverse it in midair.
Yeah.
And you still have is Wingull the first evolution, then Pelipper is the big fat one?
Yeah.
They have like Wingulls just T-posing around in the grass.
Yep.
That's how they fly.
Like Masuda, I get that you don't have enough employees for this. Hire some more. You're never making a game for a 3DS level game ever again. It's all Switch or higher from here out. You need to expand your fucking company.
Yeah.
They should not have split their team into two and say that we got the Pokemon team and then we got other projects. When you're running Pokemon, maybe you should just put them all in Pokemon instead of the town thing they're making.
Okay, question. Who played the badass elephant game that they
Tembo
made?
the Badass Elephant.
Who even knew that existed before I said it?
I played the demo.
Everyone on this podcast knew, but
Who played it?
I didn't play it. He looked nice. He looked wholesome.
We tried the demo. It was a demo.
Who played Harmo Knight?
I wanted to, but I didn't. Wasn't that on the 3DS?
The Curse, yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
Yes.
That's why.
Who played Giga Wrecker Alt?
We played a decent chunk of that, didn't we, Bob?
Yeah, I bought that on Steam when it was on early access and played a good chunk.
It's got your name in it.
Now, keep in mind, just because we played it, that's not us endorsing.
You play a lot of games you hate.
Yes. As it turns out, playing a lot of different games and not just a bunch of shit you already like involves playing a lot of stuff that you may not like.
I mean, a lot of those had neat ideas. I don't feel like any of them were solid games.
Yeah.
Like, I think Giga Wrecker's style was really cool, and the idea of puzzles done like that was really cool, but it was executed really poorly.
Yes.
Like, I really do get that Pokemon might be the single most profitable game franchise in terms of production costs versus sales.
Yeah.
Of course.
You're gonna have to let that go down a little bit to actually make the games.
I heard the worst defense on Twitter ever of everyone complaining about this game is gonna buy it anyway. It's like, yeah, they have an addiction.
That's why they're gonna do it. That's why they're gonna do it. That's why they're gonna get away with it.
Yeah. They have an addiction,
and
though.
They're right,
not okay.
I will. Doesn't make it fine.
I mean, that's not even true.
They have me buy the Pokeballs.
Jim Ratgazer isn't even gonna fucking buy a Switch now because of this.
Yeah, but
there aren't enough Jim Ratgazers.
Accurate. There aren't enough people on live streams dying.
If there was 5 million of him, things might work out.
I wouldn't be. What if they all laughed at the same time?
The world would explode.
Right. I was like, how do we gather all the Jim Ratgazers of the world? Quick!
Crack the sky!
Get some Hexa girl art! Hexmaniac.
Hexmaniac. It's not that. It's not that hard to remember. Jesus, Dan. KZ, you got big
not
news.
that hard to remember the enemy for Pokemon.
How can you not
gen.
remember what I'm horny for, Dan? Come on.
Like, all I'm saying is Hexmaniac stood out in first gen, and I don't even know if she's in other gens. Is she?
The redesign that everybody is horny for didn't come till XY.
Well, really, a certain design in first gen came back in X and Y, huh? I wonder how this could have forecast what we're dealing with right now when X and Y was so much like first gen is the best. Here's fucking
it's a trainer archetype. That's fine.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But the part where you go into fucking the first forest in first gen,
it's exactly
it's so fucking
they give
upsetting.
You the Cano starters and.
Also, Hexmaniac is from Gen 3. It's not from Gen 1.
What? Is that right?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, we had Psychics in Gen 1.
I'm looking at Bulbapedia right now.
And Dark-type didn't even exist yet for Gen 1, did it?
Yeah, but Hexmaniac mostly used, like, ghosts.
Yeah, ghosts.
Okay.
Because hexes, curses. Yeah. Okay, well... That was your Hexmaniac minute. Dan being
is that
upset
going to be a
about
recurring thing? Or?
No. And Dan being upset about the global, the national decks being gone. God.
Were you thinking of Pokemaniac?
I don't fucking.
Which are the furries?
I could have sworn Hex. No, I was not thinking of the furries, but thank you for checking in on me.
Well, in Gen 1, they were like dudes in a cape.
Yeah. Yeah, and then eventually they become dude in fursuits, like the bear dude in fucking The Shining.
Like
looks creepy like the dude in The Shining.
No, he's a slowpoke, and he looks like a slowpoke. That's how he is in Let's Go Pikachu.
Great. So what's the next news story, Phil?
KZ News.
Okay,
KZ.
Following E3, there was some Famitsu stuff. Nomura went on to do some interviews for his 2 games, the KH3 DLC and Final Fantasy VII Remake. We'll hit up the 7 Remake stuff first. Delved into some stuff like the ghost-like figures that we saw in a couple of those trailers are new to the remake and will follow Cloud and the party throughout the game. He referred to them as the Watchmen of Fate, which sounds really cool.
I'm gonna think about this before when we inevitably do gamer premonitions about this.
Oh God!
I didn't even notice those things. I guess I'll have to look at the trailer again.
Isn't it the dark cloud swirling around?
Aerith is like, help me, and then a bunch of like ghosts start whipping around them, and that's what they are.
Okay.
Yeah. The Honeybee Inn cross-dressing sequence has been modernized. The quote Nomura made was, if we made the facility like we did in the original game, the physical unease would be staggering, so that was no good.
So what I assume this means, because they keep saying cross-dressing sequence, so I assume they just mean how you go there to get your makeup done.
I thought it was going to be you go in when the dudes just plow you.
Yes, I'm assuming it's not going to be a very stereotypical gay bathhouse anymore. I'm assuming it's going to be something more like a strip club or a hostess club.
Oh, geez, what a shame. The room.
I mean,
games.
it is funny for Cloud to be like, here are a bunch of people running, and it's just like 18 giant burly dudes, and they're like, "Come bathe with us, twink." And it like shows them all in a tiny bathtub.
Breathe, my pasty twink. Breathe.
Just screaming, muffled screaming.
But guys, we can't say like anything about this because it has to be in that premonition episode.
There was one thing I didn't include in the list here. It was they talked about Tifa, since she was revealed in the recent E3 stuff, and they were talking about how they went for a more athletic look for her. They wanted to highlight that she's a strong punch girl, and then said that their department, I think it was like the ethics department or whatever it was, said that, hey, when she's animating and fighting, make it so that her tits don't like do that thing. Make sure they're not whipping around and shit. So
apparently that was a mistranslation.
Yeah, that's why I'm talking about the mistranslation. It wasn't that they were,
They didn't say make her tits smaller. They said
that's not what I'm saying at all.
I know, but that's what people thought and got mad. What he actually said was...
I'm attempting to... Yeah,
okay, go ahead, I'm sorry. Because that retranslation came out right when we started recording. I didn't know if you'd seen it.
I have the exact translation here, where they ask, her bust is large. Was there any special consideration for that? And they said, wanted her to have more defined abdominal muscles, so we leaned toward an athlete style for her design. Our ethics department had asked we make sure that her top wasn't loose so that her chest wouldn't come off unnatural during action scenes, so it would be flipping around everywhere. So we took her simplistic upper body clothing and added black undergarments to make it a tank top and fit the body well, resulting in
give her a sports bra so they don't fucking fly everywhere.
Don't use the soft engine the DOA does. By the way, what was it, Team Ninja? They wanted to put the soft engine into Dissidia, and Square said no.
Cowards.
So you know who's a black belt in real life?
Tifa.
Hitomi Tanaka.
Okay.
You know what she has to do when she practices karate? Bind her enormous chest tightly.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the chick with the J-cup sized boob?
That is J-cup Hitomi.
Is the Dead or Alive character based on this person?
I mean, probably.
I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, that was another part of the interview. They said due to the level design, they had to create new enemies that would fit different areas as well as the normal enemies, and focusing on making sure every party member fits a specific role. So it'll, make it advantageous to switch.
This, I think, is real interesting because it's like Kitase isn't working on this game beyond being the producer.
Yeah.
But I feel like Nomura was like, Kitase likes that, let's do it. Because it's the same thing as 10, just in an action game form.
Yeah.
How in Final Fantasy 10
has a lot of, there's like flying enemies, there's magic resistant enemies.
That Waka has to throw his racism out at. And then there's the really fast enemies that
no, the
Tidus
ball. It's not racism.
I mean,
and then you
that's
have like
just-
the armored enemies that Aaron has to cut through with his big katana.
I mean, that's just basic weakness systems. I can't really credit that to Final Fantasy X.
It was just more a game he worked on in the past where it was a lot more strict on this party member deals with this enemy type, and
They were big on switching.
broadly. Yeah.
Except to Kamari, who was useless.
No, he's really good. But with 7, it makes a lot of sense where even gameplay impressions from a lot of people with this game said, you can't just mash the button. You actually have to think tactically and switch regularly to different characters to fit whatever's happening.
Okay, here's a fucking warning because people can't tell when I'm kidding. This is a joke. Do not get mad.
Oh,
Man,
no.
Look out, Kingdom Hearts fans. You're going to have to think while playing this one. They're like, Dan, we want you to play that.
You shouldn't have given the fucking warning, you coward.
Dude, they can't tell what I do.
Dude, I wish you didn't warn them. I wish you didn't warn them because the idea of Dan Video Games, man who played all the Kingdom Hearts games on beginner, making that
And
joke
produced like 12 podcasts before it was out. And a 2-part spoiler cast.
Can you please edit it as if you didn't give the warning?
No, because it'll haunt me for the rest of my life. You guys are like, it's a really good joke in the moment. I'm like, it's not 17 weeks from now.
Okay, you all have to know Dan was lying about it being a joke. He really thinks that.
He actually loves Dark Souls.
And hates Kingdom Hearts.
Bob's favorite franchise is Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh my
no,
fact,
so much fear.
Dan's voice isn't even real. His actual voice is the Duke Nukem one.
It's true.
Also, Dan's name isn't Dan, it's Bob, and Bob's name is Dan.
That is also true.
God.
Also, Final Fantasy VII Remake will feature dialogue options throughout that will, change the conversation.
I am so fucking excited for this because Cloud can sound like a jackass in that game.
See,
Yeah, I'm very pumped because you need these dialogue options so that you can get your affection up so you can date Barrett.
You need those dialogue options so when Tifa's like, Cloud, did you sleep well? You can say, who next to you who wouldn't? Like a complete fucking moron.
I hope. What are you
I'm
excited about?
I'm
Dan?
very excited about if you go down the wrong dialogue branch with Tifa, she calls you the R word.
God.
It's a fail state, and it just rolls the game over. For example, that thing Field just said should result in that.
Yes.
It should.
Yes. She just breaks your nuts.
Everyone's like, ooh, except for Dai, who's like, wish that was me.
Yeah, crunch those materia.
Okay, that's enough. I have more to say,
All
but
right,
it has to wait for the premonitions.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that makes sense. Anything else about FF7 anyone wanted to say at all?
No.
Something about world maps being content or not? Anything?
Bob, are world maps content?
I think they are, but
Okay.
it might be up
I
for
think
debate.
they are as well.
I don't know.
I agree. I think they're content. Hearing that Final Fantasy X didn't have a normal world map kind of upset me.
Yeah, that was like my first one, so I didn't really get the experience of a world map.
It's fine
Yeah.
in 10. It's not fine in 13.
Why is
I
that?
don't.
I want you to explain why.
10 has towns and it still feels like you're going through a world instead of a video game hallway.
That's
I
true.
don't. I would say it's bad in 10 and it's worse than 13. Like, I wouldn't ever call it fine in 10. Like, that was a huge disappointment.
I have no point of reference of like the standard has to be world map, so I can't. It doesn't really bother me.
So most of Final Fantasy 15 is a world map, and you like it.
A world map that's like 2 square miles.
It's a nice world map.
It's a very
there's
good
plenty
world.
of areas that there's like rocks.
There's gas
rats.
stations.
The rocks and gas stations. Browns and beige.
I like the dungeons in that a lot. Like the volcano one. I'm a fan of that.
So what's the next bit of news,
So-
KZ?
All right, with Final Fantasy VII out of the way, they did a brief Q&A thing for the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC, Mind. I'm responding to your email about Mind, the DLC.
Oh, thank you. I was wondering when you would reply.
Yes, which, by the way, they've decided in its logo to put in the musical coda symbol in between re and mind, which is hilarious.
Wait for the premonitions.
No, okay, there's a lot going on with that, but it makes a lot of sense, you know. DLC is going to be composed of 3 chunks of content. Remind, which is a additional scenario that you'll access on the main menu. Limit Cut, which is going to have a lot of content that adds on to the main game. And the secret episode, which they usually do for like the hinting toward the next game, and that's usually where the hardest challenges of a Kingdom Hearts game are. Remind, you access that on the title screen. It'll expand upon the endgame section, the Keyblade Graveyard. They showed extra playable characters there, like Aqua, Riku, and Roxas. Looked very, very interesting because Sora just straight up isn't in some of those locations, even though he should be, which has people interested. And also, you have to beat the game first to play that, which makes it puzzling of what wacky story thing is going to be involved with that. Limit Cut episode is going to add post-game bosses and content to the main game. They're aiming to have a similar boss count in this specific chunk of DLC similar to KH2 Final Mix, which means it has to have at least 13 bosses in it. So they're gonna make it so
one-on-ones with every org member, baby.
One-on-one. Because when in the interview asked about that, they said, "What? 13 bosses? That sure is a lot." And Nomura said, "It sure is." So they're just straight up gonna make, you beat the game, here's harder versions, and they're solo. And having done critical mode in Kingdom Hearts 3, the movesets are pretty fleshed out in that. They just need like another move or two on some of those fights, but that has me really, really excited for that. There's not a lot to do when you beat the game right now, but the DLC will really
especially if
push
you got your
that.
Especially if you got your ultimate Keyblade before going to the end.
Yeah, because if you get the ultimate Keyblade, there's on any difficulty that isn't easy. If you get the ultimate Keyblade and you're going up against like Dark Inferno, which is the hardest thing they have right now, you can't breeze through that. You have to think a little bit about what's going on, and most likely this stuff will be harder than that. So you'll be able to use the ultimate Keyblade and go, all right, well, this is giving me a strict advantage, but I'm not going to be able to win if I'm not trying, which is something that I think's pretty important.
I couldn't get through the data Oregon 2 on Critical without looking up fucking speedrunners and being like, okay, how did they fucking beat this? Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. That and the those fights, they opted in for a lot of gimmick stuff too that takes a little bit to learn how it all works. They confirmed Secret episode will contain more bosses on top of it, which will probably imply a lot of original content. Secret bosses in Kingdom Hearts are usually a character from a future game.
I'm really excited to see what that boss is going to be.
Like Kingdom Hearts 2, the hardest boss in that game is just Terra in his armor.
Yeah, it's his Keyblade. The one in 1 is just Xemnas. The one in Birth by Sleep is young Xehanort.
Yeah, they do that a lot. It builds some excitement about where things are going next. The fact that it's an entire secret episode is interesting. Like, maybe it could take place in a different area. I wonder how they're going to handle that. Or if he's just calling it an episode because this is the chunk of content that you can just access. It could be either or. The Oathkeeper Keyblade they showed in a trailer, and its transformation will be available for free and are just coming out at the same time as the DLC. That DLC is going to be released in winter, and they want it as far away from 7 Remake as possible. So, probably like that. January.
Yeah.
Their specific goals, like, we need to re-put it, and we need to put it up, like, it needs to get approved by the ratings and everything, and we're going to place it as far away as possible, since, Nomura doesn't want people playing, all of his stuff really close together. He likes to space it out, ideally.
I mean, you don't want the same
so
demo
I'm thinking mid-January.
Yeah, you don't want the same sort of demographic of person playing 2 products from you at once, because most of them will just buy one.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm thinking mid-January makes a good amount of sense for this, because a lot of this just sounds like repurposing some content and making some adjustments. We haven't seen a lot that really like, I'm not expecting a lot of big location shifts with this, but we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But we can't talk about it because we have to do a gamer promotion on it.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. You keep your cards close to your chest. Coming sometime before TGS. Please look forward to it.
Please be excited.
And that's all my news.
All I gotta say is it's a shame that it takes a big DLC pack to get Kingdom Hearts 3 up to the amount of content that Kingdom Hearts 2 definitely had at launch, and none was added whatsoever to that game.
You are absolutely correct. Where are the tournaments?
You guys are really making.
Coliseum?
You guys are really making me.
grind in my Coliseum.
I'm really struggling with all this bullshit, you guys.
Quite challenging.
Is this? That's all the news, right? Are we free?
Yeah, that's all the news.
The spell of the news has ended, and now we get to talk about what we're up to. Hey, KZ, what do you have coming out?
Hello,
next week?
That's me. So, I finally got normal content back up, barely. Like, we finally got it. The benefit was I am releasing videos that are months old, both for main Let's Plays and the brand new Nuzlocke that's been recorded since March 2nd.
I'm so excited.
That's a really good. Everybody should go watch that Nuzlocke, because I feel like when it opens and immediately has KZ genuinely angry at PM for messing up an hour and a half of footage so they can't use it, sets the tone for that playthrough.
All right. Let me give you the quick lore here. What happens is he plays through a Nuzlocke, shares the screen with me. I coach him through it. I have like the documents up. This is a hard mode ROM hack of Pokemon Platinum.
That's a good
makes
game.
Makes it so, for example, gym leaders have full teams. There's none of this 1-2 Pokemon shit at any point for the bosses. So, and just better movesets, smarter everything. And I have like the info on it. We go through it. We recorded an hour and a half of this. And I'll ask him, hey, we're recording, right? And then he checks and he looks at it and says, sure. We finished that. It's been an hour and a half. That run failed, by the way. Like he completely wiped. He looks at it. The top of the bottom of both screens, the bottom half is not there. It's just cropped completely wrong. And I went, how did you not see it twice? So when we start this one, it started maybe 40 seconds after we learned this. So it just starts with me giving him shit about it. Because I was up for like 30 hours at the time, and I'm like, you can't fucking do this, dude. You can't do this. Feels our rival in that. And, boy. Cool. This is some stuff going. Feel has a very Barry-like energy, so it made sense.
I am legitimately very excited to watch that.
Yeah, it comes out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We have a bunch of it recorded. We did a little bit of it today, so I'll just be going through that. And then when Sword and Shield comes out, we'll do the same thing. No matter what I say, he outright refuses to do a Jiren run.
What a coward! Everybody put comments on those videos about how PM is a coward for not doing the Jiren run. Weaknesses are not true strength.
Don't attack with super effective moves. The Jiren run.
Oh my god, that's misery.
Yeah, it is misery. That's why it's not happening. But I'll still do my thing of like, all right, be 5 levels under every boss.
Okay, so here's the interesting part of that. Since you can no longer rely upon type advantage, you basically have to lean into stab, same type advantage as much as you can, and get shit to buff that strength, because elsewise, what do you do?
You have to Unga. You have to use the biggest number you can and smash it into their number, as true heroes do.
Yes, exactly. I know this very well. I'm almost level 99 on Bloodstained.
I have a chunk of my audience who had never seen the Nuzlocks prior to this one that started. They aren't ready, all right? These things get bad. With some of these battles sometimes will take 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Because he's like, all right, that did over 50%. We're going to live in this bag. KZ, look up the PP on this move.
Oh.
And then we get to find out whether or not it crits at any point. It is one of the best pieces of content that we do. I really enjoy it. This is like our 8th or 9th one. He doesn't do YouTube stuff anymore because they disabled monetization on his channel for some reason. I don't really know why. So I do all the editing and just put it on mine. But we have that. FF15 and my Vesperia LPs are back up. I need to prep videos for that this weekend. But normal content is back, and I'll probably be streaming Smash again on Fridays and trying to make content out of that. It feels normal again. I haven't slept. Dan.
So let me tell you what's coming out on GigaBoots in the next week. Bloodstained. Did you expect anything else? We are going to continue our live
Mega
stream.
Maker?
We're going to continue our live stream where we did about 5 hours getting us the bunny suit and maxing it out, making us into
the disgusting
fucking
run?
god. No, this is you may not like it, but this is what peak performance looks like.
Now,
Peak performance.
I'm not disgusted because it's like, oh, fucking Dan over here with his run that makes him super strong. That's not my problem. My problem is that game was out for 30 hours and you were already talking about your optimized super good run, and I'm like, how are you this fast?
Here's the scary part. You can ask Bob. I was like that by the time the game's street date had come.
Yeah, no, it was kind of weird.
I had figured out how broken that shit was before the game was supposed to be out. Because we got...
I don't think we can kill him. We tried to kill him with this content, but he just survived it. He tanked that shit. He's like
Dan
a
is
Saiyan.
a
He's getting a
Saiyan.
Zenkai boost.
Yeah.
I was very excited. But yeah, lots of What's up, Bob?
There is something else coming out next Friday.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What's coming out next Friday? Everything's good and holy in the world. Bloodstained's out. That's all we're gonna focus on for the next week, right?
Yeah, there's Bloodstained Switch, and then there's this other game on the Friday.
You're really building
Mario.
up to this, Bob.
Wait, Mario? They made another Odyssey? Dude, that's awesome. I love Odyssey.
Maker 2.
Why would you make an Odyssey game? That just seems...
No, not that, Dan. Something else.
What are you trying to...
I'm gonna put a moon in a toilet.
It's Mario Maker 2, Dan.
Bob, what if I told you we should just back out of all plans?
Now, if you're excited for Mario Maker 2, please go look up the...
No, don't even tell them.
Don't even... I'm editing that out.
Censor
Mark
it.
in the file.
Censor it.
Mark
Just
in the
censor
file. Feel I don't need that?
We don't need to start at that.
No.
He's gonna put it in the comments.
No, I won't. I don't fucking reply to comments.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, Phil, what you got going on in the world of the field?
Streaming will probably start within the next week again.
Ooh.
I have a blood oath with someone, so I have to do Danganronpa. I've never played it, so I'll be streaming the first one.
Cool.
That'll be fun.
Those are fun.
Yeah.
I'll probably make some horrible image of every single piece of art I can find of someone standing weirdly and put it at the bottom, probably including Ted Cruz.
And Phil Spencer.
I actually really wanted to play the Danganronpa series, but between the amount of time investment that playing all of it would require, and which I don't have, and the fact that they never really went on sale for a very good price for the longest time, I never picked it up. But I actually have a really good announcement to make. I am level 99 on Bloodstained. But yeah, Danganronpa, that's good.
I got those re-releases.
I may check. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I had a Vita when they were,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Before it was terminal. Actually, you know what? That may have been late enough where it was too late already.
Probably. I mean, that's most of the Vitas.
I played them off a PlayStation TV.
So I'm excited to stop by and check that out, Phil. Thank you for streaming it, actually, because I still have no motivation to go buy it. Maybe this will change my mind.
They're not
maybe
too long either.
Maybe
it's just the trial aspect can take like 2 or 3 hours on each one.
Yeah, that's
also where all the money is, because the game is pretty much not voice acted at all.
The game's a visual novel.
Yeah,
it's a visual novel, but there's next to no voice acting in it. But when you hit the trials, it's all voiced.
Yeah.
You're talking about dubbed, though. I'm sure everything is voiced in Japanese.
Oh, maybe.
Because that's how it usually goes, where it's like the Western version has less voice lines, unless you're Xseed, where the where the English version of Trails of Cold Steel has more voiced lines than the Japanese line. It's insane.
That's great. That is incredible.
I saw clips of like modded things for Cold Steel on PC, where I forget it was like they played it in dubbed or they played it in subbed, and you just hear both languages.
Oh no! What happened is the mod to put the Japanese voices into it before they got added officially. They got it added officially in a patch later on. So any line that wasn't voiced in Japanese but was voiced in English, the English line would just play.
Oh, huh.
Yeah.
Bob,
What's up, Dan?
724 attack.
It's a lot of attack.
Wait, what? You just
What
paused the
fucking-
game and it has 700 attack?
Yeah, I have 724 attack. I have the best sword. It's a great sword, so I spec'd into
I
great
have
sword mastery.
115 attack right now.
That's good. That's a good number.
I'm level 33.
Well, I'm 3 times your level, so this checks out.
I'm wearing the thing that makes it so your attack goes up because the map's almost complete.
Oh, that's cool. I'm using 2 of the ring that gives you more power for how many things you have killed.
Oh right, you've killed the entire population of 8 castles.
Basically, I've killed 9,578 enemies. So
You've gotten that Dead Rising achievement in this game 3 times.
that's a great way to think about that. Thank you.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm absolutely going to check out Fuel Stream. Any idea what day you think that may occur, or is that even
Probably Sunday.
okay? We'll see.
Well, the Sunday before this came out, so you missed it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Check the VOD.
check the VOD. He's got it over on
I
his
also
YouTube
have
channel.
that one stream goal incentive. It's still going. It's still peering. People keep saying, Casey, why are you doing it? I'm like, fucking.
What great
the natural
game?
order.
What great game do you have as a?
Mighty number 9.
Oh,
with
What's the
Dan
total
Bennett.
that you have to hit to play it?
Like 700. We're most of the way through. I think we're like a third done.
That's not most, Casey.
He's an optimist.
it's a-
One.
One, it's a figurative statement. 2, it feels like it's most. Every time someone donates, I'm like, yeah, money. Oh man.
Oh, okay. So really, you're a pessimist. You're like, hey, money. Oh no, it brings me closer.
But then I'm like, yeah, money. That's
so,
good.
So here,
That's bad.
KZ,
That's good. What?
here's my hot tip. Change your donation sound to the day sound on Majora's Mask. Make it a gif of the final day.
Oh no. I need to be like you and just make a lot of gimmick alerts.
Those things are fun. Having the
That
Jonathan Charlotte
Jonathan one and the banjo one are the best.
they are so good. No one got to appreciate the dinner dance on the day that HD port or remake was announced or what have you. The back pat was unleashed.
Yeah, back compat. I was gonna be like, I don't
You
think it was
could
remade.
not.
Thank God.
You could not get away from that banjo one.
Yeah, no, it followed me like a specter. Oh God. Okay, we need to end this. Have a good one, everyone.
Wait, before we go,
Oh
What?
yeah, what's up?
everybody go look up 7-page GH on YouTube and watch that video. It's very important.
that's
that
really
everyone
good.
sees it. I
very
might have Dan put it in the description.
Okay, 7-page gah.
I will link it,
Okay, thank you.
but we're done.
Okay, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for listening to this episode of Big Think Dimension. This show, like our other podcasts, is only possible with the generous time our co-hosts have given to us and the equipment we've bought to make it higher quality and easier to produce. Please consider supporting our podcast series on our GigaBoots podcast Patreon and look forward to more gamer premonitions and Big Think Dimension in the future.